Hi guys, it's Lanikia. I am coming to you with season 2, episode 1 of Claws called Shook. Y'all, I have been waiting for this show to come back on. I'm so happy it got renewed, which that wasn't a big deal at all because it did so well last year. But I'm so happy this show is back and it did not disappoint. Like, this has to be like my favorite summer show. Out of all the shows I'm going to do reviews on, and I'm loving everything this summer from Dietland. I'm already doing Handmaid's Tale. The bold type. Claws has to be my absolute. Oh, American Woman. Claws is my absolute favorite because it's like all these. I love Niecy Nash. First of all, I love Jules. I love all of these actresses, and then to have them all together, and it's just so feminine and strong. I just love it. So, anyways, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into this episode. So it starts out with Niecy Nash talking to Bryce, Roller, and Uncle Daddy, and pretty much telling them, listen, why are y'all not doing your jobs? Because you know the Russians have taken over all their businesses and everything. So she's pretty much telling them, y'all still gotta work, just like if you were doing it to keep this woman happy, because if you don't, like, there's going to be serious consequences. And they're not taking her seriously. They're still upset about of course their mother was killed, and his wife, Uncle Daddy's wife, the child was kidnapped. So they're still upset about all that. Plus they're upset that they have to take orders from Desna, because Uncle Daddy says, it looks like you like this or whatever, you are enjoying this. And Desna is pretty much like, we all, this is what we have to do to survive with the Russians. And so then she tells them, make the deposit, makes the drops, and we're going to be done. And that's the end of the discussion, because she has better things to do. And Uncle Daddy is like, what you mean? Pretty much is like, what you mean? And she's like, I know you don't think I got dressed, because when I say Niecy Nash is gorgeous and her body is her body is body goals. She is all dressed up, and she was like, I know y'all didn't think I did this for y'all. So the next scene, we see Niecy Nash with her man, and that's a good looking man. Like, he is so handsome to me. But we see her with her man, and they doing what they do or whatever. And then so she tells them, after they get done or whatever, she tells him that she's going to go visit Dean and it's just a like intimate moment between them. So we know she doesn't know who he is still, or anything. So after that, we go and we see that she goes to Dean, and Dean is cooking, and I like her relationship with Dean as well. Like, the whole episode, y'all, was really good. So you're gonna hear me say I like this a lot, or I love that a lot, because that's how great this episode was. It was really great writing, and the acting was phenomenal. But so she goes in with Dean, and he's cooking, and he's telling her, like, you're coming in, I thought you were going to make better choices. And she was like, she was with Gregory, the man, her boyfriend. She was like, I was with Gregory, I spent the night, and I'm a grown woman. He was like, I don't care about you, what you're doing in your personal life as far as the intimacy. I don't care about that. But Virginia told me that y'all are messing with Russians. And she's like, Virginia's got a big mouth. But anyways, Virginia has told Dean, and he's concerned, and Desna is telling him, don't worry about it, I got this, or whatever, which, what else is she supposed to tell him? But so then we go from there. Desna goes to work, and she steps in or whatever, and the ladies are like, oh, somebody's got afterglow or whatever. And so Polly and Jennifer are messing with her, all the ladies, Virginia as well. But if you watch that, Quiet Ann was not that happy. And, because Quiet Ann had to break up with her significant other because she was a police officer. And so Desna and them, they made her break up with her. And Quiet Ann is not, like, if you look, I think that's going to be a problem in this series as we go along, that, Quiet Ann had to let go of her love, somebody that she really did care for. And Desna and everyone is pretty much getting to be in a relationship if they want to. So anyways, the boys come in, Bryce and Roller come in, and they're making excuses on why they have not done the drop. Why they haven't went and cleaned the money picked up money from the clinic and did the deposit and cleaned it up and everything. And so Desna is telling Roller, like, get in my office, let's talk. And while she's doing that, Polly is helping Jennifer, get all pretty and stuff. And Jennifer, walks over to Bryce and she's trying to talk to him because remember she cheated on him last season with was he Jewish or Amish? I can't remember, but she cheated on him with the man. And he found out, of course, so he's upset with her or whatever. So they're not together. And she's trying to get him to accept her back, and Bryce is completely different. Like, he was changing, but now he's full on Roller. Like, and so she called him, like, because he said something about, oh, your boyfriend or something. And she was like, I'm not going to sit here and take this or keep apologizing to Vanilla Bryce, because he does, like, Bryce looks good this season, though. So does Roller. These are some good looking men. But anyway, so then they show Desna and Roller in the back of her office, and she's pretty much telling Roller, why are y'all not doing the drop? Like, do y'all not understand how serious it is if you don't do these drops and everything? And let's go back because Roller's child's mother is actually in the shop, and they had to clean up the shop and everything to make it have like a Russian vibe and feel and everything. So when Roller came into the shop, to let Desna know they didn't do the drop, he doesn't even acknowledge his child's mother. He's like, nobody has time for that or whatever. So anyways, let's go back forward. So Roller is pretty much telling Desna, I don't care about the Russians. We need to take them out and go back to the way it used to be. And Desna likes the way it is now that she's not under Uncle Daddy and Roller and everything. She likes it. So she's telling him, I don't want to go back to that. You miss that. You miss getting all this. You miss being in control and all that. You miss that. I do not miss that. Plus, Roller is the reason they're in this with the Russians, because he was the one working for Uncle Daddy and the Russians. So had he not did this, they wouldn't even be in it like that. But anyways, that is that. So then we go to, so they are leaving, and then we go to Bryce and Roller walking past like the little shop, where the man works. He does line dancing or something that Jennifer had the affair with. So he goes in there, Bryce goes in there, he starts picking with the man, and the man is like, you can't keep doing this. If you keep doing this, I'm gonna call the police. And Roller is just pretty much, they're like, they don't care. They're just picking with the man or whatever. And the man knows why. He was wrong. Like, he was wrong for messing with that married woman, but it is what it is at this point. So, then, Bryce and Roller go to the doctor's office, Dr. Ken's office, because he's they get all the medicine and get the money and all that from him. So anyways, they go to the office and they're smelling something. Dr. Ken is back there burning the money, and they're like, what are you doing? And he was like, he said, well, it's y'all's fault. If y'all had came in every day and do your deposits like you're supposed to, I wouldn't be burning this money. Because in the opening scenes, he had told Desna, the reason why we're behind is because sometimes they don't come for a week or weeks to clean the money up or whatever. So he's like, I don't need someone coming in here, regulations and everything, coming in here and seeing that I have $100,000. Like, I can't, in ones, like, I can't justify this. So he's trying to get rid of the money. I'm like, Dr. Ken, I understand, but you can't be burning this money. But I thought that was a funny scene, or whatever, because I feel Dr. Ken, I'd be like that too. Like, I probably would have spent some money, which would have been even worse. But I'd be like, I cannot just keep having this money like this. So then we go to the ladies are back at the shop, and they're telling Desna, like, what are you gonna do? And she's like, I'm just gonna have to try to get Uncle Daddy and them in line. Clay, which is Uncle Daddy, in line. And Reva comes in, and she comes and speaks to Desna, and Desna thinks it's about the men not doing what they're supposed to do. And Reva's like, I'm not thinking about that right now. We need you to run cocaine. And Desna's like, no, we do not run cocaine. Or whatever. But Reva is pretty much telling her, y'all are going to do it. You're gonna run it from Shishi's or whatever. Y'all are gonna do it, and have they're gonna pick it up from this nursing home. So have Uncle Daddy there at 8 to pick it up. And so Riva leaves, and Desna goes out, and she tells the girls, and they're like, "Wait a minute, we can't do it." And Virginia's self is like, "Ooh, I could use a pay grade," and they're like, "You don't want to get involved with that kind of money," which you don't. I mean, I've never been into that, but I'm assuming you don't want to get involved in it or whatever. So that's that scene or whatever. Uncle Daddy. Okay, so then we go to Uncle Daddy, and he's in his yard. And do y'all notice he had the what do they call that? That nail of cocaine, like where they sniff it. So he has the nail on, and it's a picture of his wife on it, and they're in this he's having this, I guess, a yard sale with her things, and he's having a yard sale because I don't think they have money, because I think they gave everything to the Russians. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong, but I think they gave everything to the Russians pretty much. And so they're having, his little friend, I can't remember his name, he's there, and they're selling, and he's getting onto it with his friend, which I'm like, okay, friend. His friend, I can't think of his name, but I'm like, but he lost his wife. I know you're upset and you want attention, because he's always been like that, but you gotta understand, this man lost his wife, and he was with her for years, and she was his backbone or whatever. So I don't know. So then Desna comes up and talks to Uncle Daddy, and he's like, cocaine? You're like, that's not legal. He said, what we do is legal, which I guess it is in a way, but it's not, but it is. But he's like, we don't mess with like cocaine. We do pills where you can legally do that or whatever. But so Desna tells Uncle Daddy, you have to be that nursing home at 8. And I'm not asking you, Clay, because like this woman is serious, and they have no respect for Desna's authority. They don't care. So then we see that Virginia tells Dean she thinks she has food poisoning because she's about to go to the bathroom and throw up, and Dean lets her know, or you're pregnant, and he tells her like she's probably like 6 to 8 weeks pregnant, I believe. And he said, and she was like, he told her he knew because he's been watching her, and her moods have changed. She's been getting sick a lot. So he's just telling her things that he's observed from her, and she tells him, I was going to tell you, and he says, I know, I was just being patient because I knew you were going to tell me. And then it was just a sweet scene with the two of them, and I like those two because I think they balance, like he gets her, he's sweet to her, and he sees the good side of her, not the side of her that wants to be all into the drama and the mess, because that's there with her as well. But he sees the good girl side of her, and she sees him as a individual, like not as someone who has a disability or anything. She sees him as a man, and so I like those two. I don't know. So then we see Dean and Gregory, Desna and Gregory, and they're together, and he's making her a meal or whatever, and she's talking to him, and she tells him a little bit about her boss has been really riding her, and he's of course she doesn't know what he's really doing, so he's not telling her, but they're having like a little couples conversation, singing, and then he asks her a 5-year plan, and she says manicures, 1 manicure at a time. She's going to do world domination and everything. So they're just having a little date. And as he's talking to her, Gregory gets a phone call, and he tells her it's from the hospital. So he goes off, and it's Uncle Daddy saying, like, this woman wants us to do cocaine. Like, we don't do that. And he tells Uncle Daddy, Uncle Daddy tells Gregory, we need you to make a move. And he says, now's not the right time. You need to just play your part. Do what you have to do. And Uncle Daddy is like, no, he's not going to do it. So, I don't know. Uncle Daddy and them just are not wanting to play along. Because, they killed their wife. They kidnapped the grandchild. They're not wanting to play along. So, we move on to the next scene, which is Riva is having a dinner, and her sister comes. Now, Olga is Roller's child's mother, and Riva's sister I think her name is Stefan. She comes, and that's Olga's mother. And they're not really happy to see her. They're not that excited or whatever. And you could already tell she is a character. But she's in town because she's written a book, and she's there, I guess, to promote her book or something. And so then they're having dinner, and they let her know that the Uncle Daddy and them didn't pick up the Coke from the clinic. And so, her sister is like, Stefanla, something like that. She's asking, is there a problem or whether, she's very observant. So she's asking, is there a problem? And Reva's like, I guess you could tell that the two sisters do not get along. So Reva's like, she'll handle it. So anyways, Polly is at home, and she is, she's made a meal for, her daughter that she I don't know if she legally adopted her, but the woman is staying with her and Dr. Ken, and they're having a nice little dinner. It looks like in the hotel room or somewhere where Polly was staying, and she receives a call from Reva. So Polly lets Reva know that she'll find Desna and everything, so that Desna can, because Desna is not answering her phone. Reva's been trying to call her, and she's not answering. So Polly goes, she finds Desna at Dr. Gregory's house, and Desna was like, what are you doing here? And Polly is telling her, Reva was trying to reach you, girl, and you did not answer, so I'm here because, we have an issue, which Desna already know it's Uncle Daddy and them that's messed up. And I get it. I get why Uncle Daddy and them are not wanting to do it, but listen, this is what you agreed to get your granddaughter back, so you need to do this or whatever. So then Desna tells Gregory she has to leave, and she'll make it up to him or whatever. And so that's that part of it. So then we cut to Reva's Stefanla and Olga are talking, and you find out that Reva has really turned Stefanla against Olga against Stefanla. And so Stefanla is just trying to tell Olga, I loved you, and I guess she's trying to tell her, I did what I had to do for you because I loved you or whatever. But anyways, they're leaving. Reva has to leave because she's trying to get to this clinic, and Stefanla is like, I'm gonna go with you. Y'all, forgive me if I'm pronouncing this woman's name wrong. I'm just gonna go with what I think I heard. But anyways, so Quiet Ann, Polly, and Desna go to the nursing home. So they're walking through this nursing home, and they walk to the back, y'all, and it's all these, elderly people back there making cocaine. And I was like, why are they in their I don't know anything about the cocaine business, but why were they in their undergarments? Like, why didn't they have on any clothes? I get the hair. I guess because cocaine can get on your clothes, right? So then they can just wash it. So maybe that's why. Somebody tell me if you know anything about it. Somebody tell me. But anyways, they're back there, chopping it up, getting it ready. And so Desna and Polly and Quiet Ann are trying to get it together and go. And as they're doing it, Reva, Stefanla, Olga come in, and they're like, and Reva is telling Desna, you have no control over these men, which they don't respect her. And so then Polly Ann is just like, not Polly Ann, but Polly is just like, we're gonna, we got this thing. Reva says something about introducing her sister, and she tells them like the book her sister wrote, and Polly was like, oh, she knew something about it or whatever. And so they were having a little connection, and they were like, pull it together. And because Desna was like, stop, Polly, we're in deep stuff. And Reva is pretty much getting on Desna or whatever, telling her, these men don't respect you, they didn't do anything, they were supposed to do this or whatever. And Desna is trying to say, well, you killed his wife, so he's not mentally there right now, so we're gonna pick up his slack or whatever. And Reva's sister pulls a gun on Desna, and she starts telling Desna what they do to people who, are insubordinate. Like they bomb their whole block, they kill everyone on their block. They take their family and they put them in brothels, their children in brothels. They take their they cut them off limb by limb. You know, she's just telling them what they do, and Reva is like smiling. She's like, yes, that's what we do or whatever. And then all of a sudden, Reva's sister turns the gun on her and she shoots her and kills her. And Polly and Quiet Ann and Desna are just like in shock. They're like, what the heck? And she tells Desna, you know, we're not there anymore or whatever. You guys get a good night's rest and we'll be working tomorrow. And Uncle comes in, sees Reva on the floor, keeps sucking her lollipops and turns and leaves with her mother. And I'm like, okay, so like she's a G and she's not doing it. And also, did y'all see where Quiet Ann looked at her hand? So I guess she's in some kind of mob or something. But anyways, so then we go to the ladies being in meeting up the next day, and they're telling Virginia and Jennifer what happened, and they're just in shock. Like, she shot her in the face. And then Polly starts having a breakdown, and they're like, Polly, you got to pull it together because they're going to be here. And Quiet Ann said, you know, they shoot the weakest one or whatever. And they were like, Polly, Quiet Ann, that's not helping Polly. And then so Polly Ann just started, why am I calling her Polly Ann? But Polly just started having some kind of breakdown and she can't breathe. And Virginia was like, girl, I didn't know you had asthma. Because she's like, and it's just that whole episode, like that whole scene right there was so funny to me. And, you know, Virginia was like, think white thoughts, girl, think white thoughts. So they finally get Polly to calm down or whatever. And the Reva's sister comes in and she tells them she's in control now. And she brings them money and she hands them each an envelope. And y'all see how Virginia, she was all too happy to take that money and the champagne. And I'm like, you're not supposed to be drinking. Anyways, she was all too happy to take all of it. And the other ladies, they started getting into it too. Like when she was like, she's going to turn She's into a male strip club. Jennifer was like, yes. Because she said some kind of name like Pickle and Hummer. And then she told Virginia and Quiet Ann to go find male dancers. And Virginia was all into it. Quiet Ann is Quiet Ann. You know, she's not going to say too much. Oh, also, earlier in the episode, you saw where Virginia got sick and Quiet Ann watched that. So I think Quiet Ann knows that Virginia is pregnant. Anyways, so then we see that she says, I need, you know, someone to train the dancers, and Polly says she can do it. She can do it. I don't know if Polly was lying because Desna was like, Polly, and she said, I was a child dancer. I don't know if Polly, because you know Polly likes to stretch the truth about her past life or whatever. So anyways, all the ladies are getting into it, and like it looks like it's better for them because she's like, we're gonna show men that we can run this and we can do this or whatever. So then they have Bryce in a room. It's 3 men with Bryce, and they turn on a video for him because she tells Desna, the men don't respect you. We're going to start making them respect you. I don't know how that was going to make Bryce respect Desna, but I guess to break him, maybe. But they show Jennifer a video from months ago where she was with the man she treated on Bryce with. They showed him a video of them actually cheating, like, and she said, Desna's like, where did you get this from? And she was like, from the cloud, because I guess Jennifer made a video. I was like, where did I don't remember that, but Jennifer made a video of it or whatever, or somebody made a video of it. So they show Bryce that, and then they go to Uncle Daddy's house. She has Desna go with her to Uncle Daddy's house, and they throw like they have a towel in a liquor bottle and they light it on fire and they throw it in, so they're lit Uncle Daddy's house on fire. And then she tells her, we're gonna get roller tomorrow. Bring the ladies at 1 o'clock. Have them dressed up. Hershey's, hush! Don't start that. Have them dressed up. No. Have them dressed up, and we're gonna go. And they're going to be a surprise or something. So they go to the next day. She's got Uncle Daddy and everyone at gunpoint coming to the house. So they go to the house. and they find out that it's a wedding and Roller is getting married to Olga. And it is so funny because Roller doesn't want to do it, and he takes off running, and the woman chases him down. Some bodyguard chases him down, and it's like, oh, Roller. But that's why I love Claws, because they do the most ridiculous thing. Like, where were you going to go? They do the most ridiculous things, and it's hilarious as they're doing it. So then, anyways, Desna tries to stop it. She tells him, you don't want Roller marrying your daughter. Like, you don't want that type of man with your daughter. And she said, you said, Desna, that they only respect family. We get married, we're family. We unite the families. And so so then we cut to the scene where they're coming in, and they're riding these horses and everything. I'm like, because remember when they had was the funeral? When they had the funeral, like, that's the kind of ghetto stuff that this show does. And so the wedding was very ghetto, ratchet, and I loved it. I thought it was so hilarious for them coming in on those horses, because it was just the way they were dressed. It was like they had the Russian stuff going. And so they're getting married, and Roller is telling the priest, you're a man of God, this ain't right. And the priest pulls a gun out on him, and so it was like, yeah, Roller, you're on your own on this one. So after the wedding, all the ladies get together. Virginia, Polly, Desna, Jennifer, all get together, and they're meeting up. Virginia, Polly, Desna, I don't know. But anyways, they're Quiet Ann. They're meeting up, and they are just in shock about what's going on, and they're just like, we gotta stick together, guys, because this could get serious. So they make a vow to stick together, and then Polly's like, I need to go I need to release stress. So she goes and looks for Dr. Ken. And when she finds Dr. Ken, she tells Dr. Ken that she's worried about her, like, adoptive daughter, the girl she has under her wings, and he tells her not to worry, which I'm sure that they didn't just drop that in there for no reason. Something's probably going to be going on with that. Excuse me, y'all. So then the ladies leave out and everything, because Roller comes in, and he tells Desna, so what are we going to do? Because if they did this to me, they'll do, what will they do to you? And she's like, Roller, I know you're not worried about me. You're just thinking about yourself or whatever. And his wife comes in and is like, Mama wants us to come cut the cake, And so that's how that ends. And then Jennifer is watching Bryce, she and Desna on the balcony, and Bryce is just turning down. He turns down a woman because she's like, I know he's mad at me, but the fact that he's still turning down these women, and these women were gorgeous, it means that he still, wants me and loves me. So she's going to shoot a shot with him. And then we go to, she's telling Desna, I'm going to go stand beside him or whatever. And so as she's leaving, she, Reva's sister comes in and she talks to Desna. And she tells Desna, she's giving her Jennifer's house. And Desna doesn't want it because, it's Jennifer's. And she was like, she didn't do anything but sleep with a hillbilly to get a house. You've worked for this house. And you need to put people in their place or everything. And because you're a boss and you need to start, carrying yourself like one. And so I don't know what's going to happen. It's all like, I don't know what's going to happen. She tells Desna, we're sisters now and everything. And Hershey, stop. I'm going to take you out as soon as I get done. So she tells Desna, we're sisters now and everything. Y'all, I'm so sorry. That's Hershey's Kisses. And every time I'm doing videos, like, she wants to play. But so I'm gonna wrap this video up. So that's the end of that. So my thought, I love this episode. It was so fun. They had moments that had me bursting with laughter and everything because it was so funny. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all tell me what y'all think about Quiet Ann, because in the previews and everything, well, we see where, like, when they show the season, Desna's gonna end up in jail. I don't know if this is gonna be the last episode or what, but we see that's gonna happen. So y'all tell me what y'all think about Quiet Ann, because I think, like, she's holding resentment and she hasn't told anyone. And Do y'all think the ladies are gonna start turning on Desna? I know they're the crew and everything, but the woman is trying to separate her from them. So what do y'all think? I hope you guys enjoyed this series as much as I do. I watch it on, I have DirecTV now, so that's how I watch it. And if you missed season 1, you can watch it on Hulu. I don't know if Hulu is gonna do the new episodes, but DirecTV now does the whole the thing. So you can go in and record it and everything, so you can do it that way. No plugs or anything as far as I don't get paid for that. I'm just telling you how I watch it. If you don't have it, you can stream the DirecTV now and do it. Have a great day. I will see y'all later on.